Hello there, darling, and welcome back to day 7 of the Valentine's Day makeover little mini cast series I'm doing. So in today's video, we're going to be we're giving Lily Feng a makeover. And I didn't want to say infamous because I feel like that's something that non-base game characters lack, and that lore around them. So it was also with saying that it was very difficult to do Lily, because what we know as players, especially when you load up a new save, is that Lily and her husband Victor, I think is his name, Lily is a businesswoman, Victor is a politician, and that's kind of all we know about them. And of course they are very wealthy because they live in the wealthier region of Siamashuno. So Lily was very difficult because I can't picture what is in her wardrobe. Because with other Sims, like, I can more or less guess their social lives, like what they like to do, what is their, in heavy quotation marks, their party scene. Like, are they a gin and bubbles with friends around a cocktail party, like a very small intimate cocktail party, maybe 4 or 5 friends? Is that their version of fun? So they'll have a lot of like a bit more formal-ish cocktail dresses. Or are they club scene people? They'll have shorter dresses. But with Lily, I don't actually see her having a social life. Let me explain. She's a businesswoman. I definitely see her as a workaholic. Her husband's a politician. I also see him as a workaholic. So I think the two of them, they don't really have social life, and I don't think they have friends. And I can't exactly load up their household and look if they have any friends, because The Sims 4 is known for not really having any backstory or relationship backstory, like the relationship panel backing up the story. So I can't check if they have friends because The Sims doesn't give them friends. So I went with the assumption that she doesn't really have friends. She doesn't really go out. So then that made giving her a makeover very difficult, because I didn't know what she would have in her closet. I went with a red dress for her because the game's default dress for her is red, and I kind of wanted to keep that, especially now with Chinese New Year, that was just around the corner. Happy Chinese New Year, by the way, for anyone celebrating it. I hope you've got an awesome year ahead. It is the year of the tiger, I believe. Yeah, I think it's the year of the tiger. And that's also why I wanted to keep the bun, because her original look also had a bun, and I kind of wanted to give tribute to her original default party wear. Now, I don't know what you, technically speaking, call the sticks that they have in their hair, that Lily had in her hair when the game loaded up. And I tried to also give her another style. Like, you could see I had some sticks that I was playing around looking for the hairstyle that matched with it. But then I actually eventually gave up, and I went to look where I got those sticks. And so the hairstyle that came with those sticks I was looking for a few minutes ago was like a half up, half down look, which wouldn't have worked. So I ended up going with this hairstyle from Sim Celebrity 00. They're on Sims 4. They're on the Sims resource, so you can find them there. I have all the CC linked below. Blush is also something that was quite a bit difficult to do. Actually, this whole series, because I've noticed a lot of my Praline blushes, and I love anything from Praline. I've noticed a lot of her blushes are kind of tearing, like they've got texture tearing underneath the eyes, and that bothers me. I don't really actually usually notice things like that because I don't really zoom in that close, but like if I notice it, you gotta know other people are noticing it as well. So I did mention that I wanted to give her a red dress, and while I really wanted to give her the dress before this one, the one with the big sleeves, I don't think that is her style. I didn't think that was something she would have in her closet because I don't see her as someone rocking the club scene. Now, I did want her dress to be backless or have a very low set back or even have a very deep plunging backline, and that the reason for that is I wanted to show off her tattoo. I feel like her tattoo is something that doesn't really match her character, and that just makes me question it. Like, why did she get the tattoo? Is there a backstory? Like, did she get it when she reached a milestone? I have all these questions around this tattoo because it's not something I see Lily in her financial status doing. Did she do it before she became rich? Was she born rich? Did she make her own wealth? Did she and her husband make her own wealth? How did they make their own wealth? You've got all these questions around Lily that is kind of just one big question mark. And so I kind of decided to lean into this secrecy that is Lily Feng. And I decided to kind of give her a bit of a darker backstory, and I kind of decided to take a lot of inspiration from I don't know if you've ever watched the Gotham series. It's kind of like a series based on a loose retelling of Batman, the Batman story, and there's a villain, fish-mooney, and especially when I eventually got so frustrated with all of these questions I had about Lily and no answer to them and nowhere to find these answers, I decided to lean into fish-mooney and kind of give her a lot of what I would consider fish-mooney to wear, especially because I love Gotham, and I think I've rewatched the series maybe 2 or 3 times, so I think I have a pretty good idea of what Fish would wear. And so when I decided to just give up on trying to make Lily not necessarily look good, but look realistic, I decided to lean into the bit more criminal aspect. Like, what if how Victor and Lily got their wealth is a bit more sinister, a bit more shady? So I did want to give her a bit more of a shadier look with a red dress, and I do think I ended up giving her, I did end up giving her red heels. Not those red heels, other red heels, but still red heels. And I wanted to give her a coat because fish-mooney was very often seen in like fur coats. And while I don't think I used to have, before I had a mental breakdown about 2 or 3 years ago and just deleted my entire CC folder, I used to have a very like big, fluffy, furry alpha CC fur coat that I loved because I had a long version that kind of like hit the knee, and I also had a short version of that same style that kind of went around the waist, and I loved that. And in this moment, I kind of wish I had that coat, and also I kind of wished it was Max's, but it was so CC I just couldn't see myself using it. So I do eventually settle with this dress. I did love the fact that it had a very V. I love this trench coat that I found. I do see Lily wearing this as with her going on a date with Victor. I keep wanting to say Mortimer, but it's Victor. So I do think she and Victor are going out on a date for Valentine's Day, whether it's just like PR for her husband's public image or actually them going out on a date. We don't know, but I did also have a lot of trouble because I do think Lily would have a lot of professional wear in her cupboard and not really a lot of like sexier, even like date wear. I don't see her having a lot of date wear because I don't see her and Victor going on a lot of dates because they're such workaholics. So I also had some trouble because I wanted it to look like it could have been a business dress, but at the same time, like I also didn't want her to look like she just walked out of work into the restaurant. So like I say, Lily was just so complicated because you have all of these questions and none of the answers. But we are coming to a close. I hope you guys did like this eventual look I did for Lily. As I've mentioned before, all of the CC is below in the description box below. And if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see the rest, I'll link the playlist in the description box below as well. And you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But until then, from me to you, for now, goodbye, darling.